Good afternoon, good evening. Oh, see, days get so long, you lose track of time, huh? My name is Mama Edie, and I'm one of the co-founders of ASHE, the Chicago Association of Black Storytellers. And again, we welcome you here this evening. We're about to take you into a libation ceremony. And I should mention to you that the term ASHE that we use in the first part of the name of our organization is kind of like saying amen, but much more than that. It's an affirmation that there is power in our words, and we know that to be true, don't we? Yeah. So it says that yes, what you say is true. And we know that we have to acknowledge the strength in our words, because sometimes we know that our words can lift each other up, but they can also tear us down, can't they? I share. So I wanted to share with you, I had an opportunity to go to Charleston, South Carolina with my daughter, Yana, and just got back about a week ago. And we went to the church, Mother Emanuel, AME Lutheran Church, AME Church, where the 9 people had been massacred. And therefore, this libation ceremony, which is a time for us to honor our ancestors, is dedicated to them. It's dedicated to those 9 souls who lost their lives, and to those souls at the other churches who were hit afterwards. 6 other churches that we know of were hit afterwards. And so, as we pour this libation, I want to ask you to not only think about your personal ancestors and anyone who's ever touched your life, hold their names dear into your heart, but also especially think of anybody in your family who may have lost their lives to violence. But first we want to give thanks and honor to the Creator who has blessed us with the gifts of life and breath and all that we hold dear. Please respond with Ashe. Ashe. This is my libation statement that I wrote for the people of Mother Emanuel. It's called We Walk by Faith. How do we do it? How do we, children of African descent, come from civilizations that bore the first healers, the first teachers and preachers, the first architects, planters, and agriculturalists, the first scientists, philosophers, parents, lovers, and friends, then go through transitions in our life circumstances that have us rebuked and scorned and imprisoned in lives that would hold us back from manifesting the fullest glory of God that should have been available to us, and yet hold on to our humanity. How do we do it? We walk by faith. How do we in 2015 still find ourselves prey to the systemic conditioning begun hundreds of years ago that has us still debating the merits of dark skin versus light skin, or still struggling to learn that good hair is actually hair that is clean, orderly, does what you want it to do every now and then, and grows towards the sun. And yet, still hold on to some semblance of sanity. We walk by faith. How do we continue to rise up every time we're knocked down? To figure out how to make a way out of no way. From the rubble of all the churches and the Black Wall streets across the country, bombed and burned because we dared to be self-sufficient, still have the heart and tenacity to sweep away the debris, roll up our sleeves and build anew. To mourn the loss of the lives of our family members, neighbors, and friends so tragically and senselessly snuffed out time and time and time and time and time again. And yet say, I forgive you. Because I know that you know not what you do. And in fact, I'm going to pray for you. We walk by faith in a state of amazing grace. Who could not help but to admire such people? Who could not help but to find a source of great strength, pride, and wisdom in how they exercise a sweet surrender unto the will of God? We, children of African descent, who have given so much to the world, much by force, much through sheer creativity, love, and the will to survive. We are wonders of the world. If we could all just believe that, if we could all just tap into that reservoir of potential, turning helplessness into hopefulness, pain into a path towards a strength we have never even known, and lean on the Lord like that rock that we know will not be moved, then we can lay our burdens down. We can rest at the feet of the Lord and let him stroke our heads and listen as he says, "Fear not, I have not abandoned you. I am still here." And so are we. We just need to remember that we are the children of those who survived. And as Khalil Gibran so eloquently said, no less than the trees and the stars, we have a right to be here. And so we continue on this great legacy of faith and know that despite all the pain, we have so much to be thankful for. For we have stories to lead and to teach and sustain and to heal us. And we are not alone. Thank you. Bonga lapia, ashe, ashe. Bonga lapia, ashe, ashe. Bonga lapia, ashe, ashe. Bonga lapia, ashe, ashe. And those words, bonga, basically have come to mean for us, I welcome you into my heart, a sweet way to say hello. And alafia means may the peace of God be with you, and ashe, I've already shared with you. Thank you again for sharing in that very special libation ceremony with us. And now we turn it over to our president.